to tears. I promise you it won't happen again.
Do I attract you? Do I repulse you with my queasy smile? Am I too dirty? Am I too flirty? Do I like what you like? Yeah, I could be wholesome, I could be loathsome, guess I'm a little bit shy. Why don't you like me? Why don't you like me without me?
Howdy everybody, welcome to another edition of SEO Maz's Whiteboard Friday. Today I'm joined with Stefan Spencer, who's the CEO over at Net Concepts in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yep.
So Stefan, thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. So Stefan is a brilliant SEO and obviously a great executive. And today we thought we would talk about something which is kind of a fun topic and very interesting. It's sometimes considered gray hat a little bit, but it can be a purely white hat activity as well. It's conditional redirecting. And this is the practice of taking a page or a URL and serving it as a 301 to Google and showing the content that's on there to users. And Stefan, I figure maybe we can cover some of the basics of why you would use this and some good ways to do it.
Yep.
So, I mean, what are some reasons why you'd use this for your clients?
Well, let's say that you're doing ad tracking, some sort of click tracking. You append a source code to the end of a URL so that...
Okay, so you have like a URL that's like www.seomaz.org/ some sort of ad 123, right? Or question mark ad 123.
Yep. That could be an affiliate link. It could be a source code for, let's say that you're doing a banner ad buy or campaign. You're buying...
or I could even be click tracking this internally on my site for analytic purposes.
Exactly. Right. So in fact, one of our clients, it's a major publishing site, they'll have they have blogs with the title of that particular post will be here, and there'll be some other links to read more and comments or whatever, permalink, etc. And each of those links has a unique URL, one specifying that this is actually being clicked on in the title versus in the permalink versus clicking on the comments link. They all lead to the same page, but they're differing URLs.
And that's because the publisher wants to know where did people click so we can figure out what's most successful.
Right, so if people are clicking more on this than this, they want to know that, but of course that presents multiple URLs to the search engines for the same content.
Because you might have question mark ad 123, you might have just slash, you might have slash question mark ad 345, and all of these feature the same content, right?
Right, so here you might have a URL question mark source equals the header or the title or whatever. Source equals the permalink. Right, and what you don't want to have is each of these in the index, in Google's index, you want to have one definitive URL, a canonical URL for that permalink page. And so if you do a conditional 301 redirect for Googlebot so that this doesn't end up in the index, there's only the canonical URL without any source appended at all. That's a great white hat approach to conditional redirecting and
canonicalization.
Canonicalization, eliminating duplicate content.
So, quick question here. Sure. How would you do this? How would you make it so that this and this both are 301ing, right? We want them to 301 back to just www.seomaz.org or back to the original URL. I mean, how do you detect the spider? What's a way to do that?
Okay, so there are two ways of detecting the search spider, and one is the user agent detection. So user agent is Googlebot, blah, 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 the version number, and then parentheses, googlebot.com, etc. The other is called IP delivery, and that relies on a pretty comprehensive list of URLs where the Googlebot is known to originate.
So IP addresses where you know Googlebot's coming, so like you would have 66.401.star, and you know that all of those
are Googlebot.
All of those are Googlebot.
Yeah.
So, in terms of these two, what's your general preference?
My general preference is for this one, the user agent, because it's less used by the black hat spammers. Black hat spammers love the IP delivery approach. It's a little more foolproof and safer because you can't
reverse engineer you can reverse engineer the user agent. It's more difficult to reverse engineer the IP delivery if you are trying to figure out what the spammer is doing, so that you can trump them or turn them in. So with the IP delivery, what you'd you basically you can't get in if you're a human,
a regular user.
You're not going to be able to see what Googlebot
But
sees.
in Firefox or something, you could just change your user agent to Googlebot and start as Googlebot, and you'd see that.
Exactly. So you would use user agent switcher, which is a Firefox extension, and you'd have it set up the different major bots like MSN bot, Googlebot, Yahoo Slurp.
Yeah.
And then you just choose, okay, I'm going to be Googlebot now. You go in and you would see the page as Googlebot.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, so one more question, which is, besides this obvious functionality, this can be used for other things too, right?
Absolutely. So let's say that you're an affiliate and you link to this URL. Well, the merchant would love to get the juice from that link, right? The link juice, the page rank is typically when you're running through like an affiliate network, an affiliate solution, it's going to do a 302 redirect.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so like Commission Junction, they're going to do a 302, even though they know that a 301 would pass juice. They're specifically more
pure white hat or something.
It's more that they are more associated or affiliated with the affiliates than the merchants. They don't want to kill the affiliates' revenue model.
Okay.
Because,
so they're trying to be friendly to affiliates as opposed to trying to maximize value to the merchant themselves.
Exactly. Okay. Exactly.
And so they use the 302
and purposely. So you'd actually have to bring your affiliate program in-house, run your own affiliate system, and then you would conditional redirect and say, okay, for Googlebot, I'm going to detect like user agent detection here. If it's Googlebot, I'm going to do a 301 for Googlebot, but if it's a human, I'm going to do a 302 temporary redirect, and I'm going to send them
to whatever landing page I want to send them to.
Yeah, or I could just not do a 302 at all. I could just load the page. Right. Okay. But basically here, you want the canonical URL. You don't want to have multiple versions of these pages in the index.
Sure.
You want all that to count, all that to pass juice, and you want the canonical URL.
So a critical question here might be, how does Google feel about all this?
Well, you know, it was interesting. I sat in the audience at PubCon where Matt Cutts and Greg Bozer, who is a huge proponent of conditional redirects, both of them on the same panel as a site clinic.
Right.
And you were in the audience too. It was really funny because when Greg started bringing up conditional redirects, this, you could see Matt over in the corner there because he was kind of like, he had his laptop with all his top secret tools and everything, so nobody else on the panel could see all the stuff he was in. But he was over there and he was just going like this, like, I'm gonna really.
I'm gonna find all your stuff. I'm gonna discount.
Yeah, and he was like going like this when he was talking about the conditional redirect.
So Google does have some problems with this, but sometimes they're okay with it.
Yeah.
So for this kind of thing, you think they're generally okay?
I think they're absolutely okay with this.
Okay.
Okay, and I also think that it's fine if you're trying to eliminate the duplicate content from.
Like if you have a print-friendly URL and a mobile version of your URL, and you're trying to send those back to a single version, Google's okay with that.
Right. So if let's say you're the New York Times and you want to have the links count to the canonical URL for that particular article, but you got a lot of links to the printer-friendly version of the page. You want that all to aggregate to the one definitive canonical URL for that article.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So cool. Well, this is a great topic, and there's definitely tons more interesting stuff around this. But Stefan, we're out of time today. I really appreciate you coming by, flying all the way from Madison just for a Whiteboard Friday.
Well, I was happy to do that. Yeah.
All right. Great to see you. Thanks again.
Thanks.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you next week for another edition of Whiteboard Friday.
Bye.
So I tried a little Freddy. I've got an entity mind.